Hey guys, this is the start of my new show called JMO, which stands for just my opinion. And today's episode will be driver previews. This will be part one. I have a lot of drivers to go over for part one, so I'm going to go ahead and start. First driver I'm going to preview is Clint Bowyer. Clint Bowyer's moving to a new team. First time he's driven for anybody but Childress. So it's gonna be a rough transition for him, but I do think that Clint Bowyer will thrive. A lot of people are saying that going to Michael Waltrip Racing is a career killer, but I think Clint Bowyer going over there will be great for him. I think he'll be in contention for several wins in 2012. Martin Truex Jr. This will be his third year at Michael Waltrip Racing. See how well he does. First 2 years he's been at Michael Waltrip Racing, he's been pretty quiet, but in 2010 he had a pretty good shot at winning the Sonoma race. Had a pretty huge lead. But I think that Truex might surprise us this season. Michael Waltrip and Mark Martin will split the formerly numbered 00 car. It'll be number 55. I believe that Michael Waltrip will probably wreck out of every race that he enters. But Mark Martin, I don't know about wins, but I think Mark Martin will keep the 55 in a top 10 position. I think that Mark Martin will be able to drive that 55 car to some pretty good finishes. Might even be able to win. I never know. And then a few other drivers are supposed to take the wheel of that 55 car as well. As far as I know, Aaron's is sponsoring that car for the whole season. Kyle Busch, what a year 2011 was for Kyle. He had a great thing going into the chase, but unfortunately the same thing that happens every year happens to Kyle. But I'm going to make a huge risk and say that Kyle Busch finally gets rid of that chase slump and wins the championship in 2012. I don't know if he will or not. That's completely up to Kyle and his team and how they perform. Not sure. I think the new Toyota engines will be great for them this year, so or this coming season. So I think that Kyle Busch will be all right. Hamlin, I think Hamlin will be back strong. He will have a new crew chief. He will have Darian Grubb after Grubb was let go by Stewart Haas Racing after winning the championship in 2011. I think Grubb and Hamlin is a big win. I think that'll be a great partnership. Logano, crazy crew chief rumors going around. Talks of Zipadelli leaving and stuff. I hope that Logano and Zipadelli will, if they stay together, I hope that they will start doing good. I just don't see Zipadelli and Logano doing anything though. As long as they keep having problems like they've been having, but you never know. They could straighten it. They could get their act together in 2012. You never know. JMO McMurray. What happened to JMO McMurray? 2010 was a great season for him. His first season reunited with Chip Ganassi, driving the number 1 Bass Pro Shops car. He will be back in that car again this year. 3 wins in 2010, and not a whole lot to show for in 2011. fact, he struggled most of the season. I feel so sorry for him. He deserved a lot better 2011 than he had. But I see McMurray bouncing back in 2012. Montoya, every year Montoya is just proving that 2009 was a fluke season for him. I don't know. I think what happened in 2009 was just Montoya getting all the good stuff since Truex leaving DEI or EGR or whatever it was called back then was imminent. When Truex left, they just gave Montoya all the good stuff. So there ain't no way Montoya is that good. Montoya is not a very good driver at all. Tony Stewart, he will have Kurt Busch's old crew chief, Steve Addington. Steve Addington left Kurt Busch, and Kurt Busch is no longer there, but talk about Stewart right now. Tony Stewart, I believe that Tony Stewart will be good to go for the season. I think that Steve Addington's a good crew chief. I really do. And I'm not sure how well him and Tony are going to bond together, but hopefully they do good in 2012, and maybe have a chance for Tony to defend his 2011 championship. Ryan Newman. I expected a lot better from Ryan Newman in the chase this year. He should have had a better season than what he did, but well, he had a pretty great season anyway. He won one race. It was the summer New Hampshire race. So I think Ryan Newman will be even better in 2012 because every year he seems to step it up. Every year, I think this year he'll win 2 races for Stewart Haas Racing. Danica Patrick, I'm not really going to talk a whole lot about her because I really don't expect anything from her in the Sprint Cup side. I think more of her success will probably come from the Nationwide Series this year. She's criticized a lot, but I think she's really in it to win races, not just to sell T-shirts and stuff. But we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see how she does. I think she was just tired of IndyCar or something. Why she wasn't performing in IndyCar, I don't know. I'm not going to make excuses for her, but I'm not expecting much for her Cup Series. That's for sure. But anyway, last driver, Brad Keselowski. I'm expecting a lot from Brad this season. A whole lot wasn't expected of Brad before the season. So if 2011 was any indication, I would watch out for Brad and the Blue Deuce in 2012, because these guys are going to be a pretty good threat to win this championship. If win the championship this year or in 2012, if the competition isn't careful. So I believe that we will see Brad Keselowski thrive in 2012 as well as he did in 2011. Better so, even. Well, that's part 1 of my Just My Opinion show. I hope you enjoyed, and I'm looking forward to part 2. Part 2 will consist of the Hendrick drivers and the Roush drivers and more. So stay tuned, and we'll see you next week. Thank you for listening, and God bless.